our esteemed guest on the dais, Dr. Ricardo Lim, Mr. Pradeep Singh, Dr. Madhukar Angur, Amit, the legendary management educators of India, Padma Shri Dr. Pritam Singh, Padma Shri Dr. Bakul Dholakia, Dr. Rajan Saxena, Dr. Sekhar Chaudhary, Dr. Premvrat, the management educators who have come from India and abroad, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to present the approach paper on the Vision 2025 for Indian management education. Let me at the outset submit that this vision is outcome of the journey of MBAUniverse and Education Promotion Society for India. There is no claim of original thoughts. During last 10 years, I think dozens of conferences, national and regional level, have been conducted by these bodies, where we traveled together, we interacted to many academic leaders, industry leaders, and also policy makers. So this is an endeavor to co-create the next 10 years vision for Indian management education. And as has been said by Amit, that after taking the inputs from all of you, it will be recompiled and will be submitted to the Ministry of HRD, Srimati Smriti Irani, the Minister of HRD, and other policymakers. So, briefly, 60 years of achievements. These achievements are that Indian thought leaders are recognized worldwide for their good work, their original thought leadership. A few names like Dr. C.K. Prahlad or Dr. Vijay Govindarajan may be taken because of the paucity of the time, but the whole world now accepts the Indian leadership in management education, both in theory and practice. And we have also seen during last 10 years, many of the global companies have appointed the CEOs from the alumni of IIMs, XLRI, FMS, SPJ and Jamnalal Bajaj institutes. We have also found that India has been a country which has produced thousands of entrepreneurs, and these schools have been cradles for producing entrepreneurs and creating companies like Naukri.com, Make My Trip, etc., Flipkart, etc. It has also fed, management education has also fed the boom in IT and ITS service industries and service sector, which started in 90s. So what are the challenges? Current challenges are, we have tried to use the concept of segmentation. All these schools are not following the same trajectory. They have different kind of challenges, they have different kind of opportunities. So the challenges before top tier B schools are that they are not participating in the process of globalization similar to the other global business schools. At Singapore, in the recent conference of ASESB, we have found that majority of the delegates were from India and other Asian countries, but the most of the speakers were from the Northern America and Europe. Mid-tier B schools, they have different problem. They are facing the problem of survival. Then bottom, there are thousands of bottom tier schools, B schools, and MBA programs of public universities. They are facing the problem of the commoditization of the MBA. So ultimately, these three verticals of management education, they are facing the challenges of credibility, relevance, and impact. What went wrong during last couple of decades? Our focus has been mostly on quantity. You can see that out of 13,000 B schools in the world, about 4,000 B schools are from India, and rest of them are from other countries. So we have larger number of these schools, but quality is a big issue, and AACSB accreditation along with other accreditations done by EFMD and AMBA can be one parameter. We can see that in Singapore, out of 5, these schools 3 are accredited by ACSB. In China, you can see that around 1.5% are accredited. In India, it may be hardly 0.05%. Only 2 B schools are accredited by AACSB. So, the challenges we are facing are going to further aggravated by some other structural changes which are going to happen in the economy, society and polity. We have just heard about the challenges to be posed by the disruptive technology like MOOCs, and we have also heard from the new minister that 5 new IIMs are likely to be opening, and we are also going to see a lot of consolidation in private sector MBA education because of the poor demand and large excess supply. We are also going to see the imminent entry of the foreign education providers in spite of lot of resistance, and also now the new government has put skill development on a top national agenda with huge funds being plowed by the government. So what do we want to achieve by 2025? The question may be asked why we are visioning only about 10 years. I think 15-20 years may be too long and 5 years may be too short for a country like India. So we have chosen the midway 10 years path. We want to make the top 50 B schools to become global B schools, or we would like to say that we want to significantly improve the global reputation of Indian MBA education. India can become a hub for management education similar to Singapore and Dubai. We want to create robust national B schools that can contribute to the economy as well as to the national governance projects. I was astonished to know that one of the senior cabinet minister from the UPA 2 government was on the eve of the declaration of the election result. He was saying that we have failed because we could not manage the development projects, because the development projects of huge funds are being managed by very ignorant and less educated government employees. We need MBA in huge numbers to manage the development aspirations of this country. So we want to improve the global reputation of Indian management education. We want to create the robust national B schools which can cater to the economy as well as to the governance as well as to the development sector. And also, I think the road is not closed for the bottom tier B schools. India is a huge country and its economy is doing well. We need barefoot managers in hundreds and thousands. China has experimented with barefoot doctors, but for our grassroots innovations, for grassroots governance, for grassroots economy, we need hundreds and thousands of barefoot managers which can be produced by the bottom tier B schools. So there are 3 pillars of this vision: globally reputed B schools, national B schools, and skill focused 2000 B schools. And in this pyramid you can see that on the top are 50. Our vision for 2025, that by 2025 let there be 50 global B schools which may be focusing on research, ranking, accreditation, which may be accepted in the committee of the global business schools. At the middle level there can be 500 national B schools which can focus on national priorities, catering to the manpower of the industry, manpower needs of the government, manpower needs of the development sector. And the bottom, there can be 2000 skill-focused B schools which can be linked with the mission of the National Skill Development Policy announced in 2009, but the current new government is going to emphasize it and fund it in a large manner. So we have tried to devise separate kind of strategy for these three kinds of B schools. So how the 50 world-class B schools or global B schools can be created during next 10 years? There will be 4 parameters. They should be accredited by ASESB, QS or AMBA, either of the 3. They should be ranked among top 100 B schools in any of the reputed rankings given by FT or Economist. They should be recognized as one of the 100 B schools on research rankings of UT Dallas, and they should have at least 5% of students from the developed markets. You can find that in UT Dallas ranking, not a single Indian B school has appeared, which is based on publications in 24 refereed international journals. Whereas the many B schools from China, Korea, or Singapore, they are listed. We can see in the Financial Times hardly 3, there are only 3 Indian B schools, IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Bangalore, and ISB Hyderabad have been ranked in 2014. Economist, only 1 Indian B school, that is IIM Ahmedabad, has been ranked. And the participation of foreign students, IIM Ahmedabad, probably no participation, ISB 9%, XRI 1%, SPGen 4%. One student, sorry. So, I will take up second vertical, how to develop 500 national B schools which can cater to manpower needs of the economy as well as the government as well as the development sector. The key parameters for these 500 B schools to become national B school will be, they should enroll or they should admit 50% students outside the state where they are located. They should have a robust size, that is of minimum 300 students. They should have minimum 30 faculty. They should house or run a center for excellence based on national priorities of the economy, and they should ensure 90% employability and also play an important role in developing management skill sector in NSQF framework, about which my colleague Amit will explain further. So on this point, I leave for Amit, and we are hopeful, we are confident. It is not easy, it is difficult, it is challenging, but if the government, union government, central government, Ministry of HRD, they are positive about it, they accept it, and they align it, this vision with the growth trajectory of our nation for next 10 years, I think it may not be impossible, it is doable, it is achievable. So next to Amit.